Okay guys, we'll start my Trinitron CRT tour with my consumer model. It is a KV27HS R10. It's a really handsome looking unit. It's got a nice design, built-in speakers, 27-inch screen. I'll show you the connections on the back. It's got S-video input. It's got 3 video inputs, video 1, video 2, video 3, and it's got a monitor out that also has S-video. That's the switch for the built-in speakers. And it's got a variable audio out, which is actually for a subwoofer. Not built into the TV, but it's actually built into the stand. I'll show you that on the front here. And that's Shadow. She just ripped up a toy. Okay, and there is the built-in subwoofer. It's not going to shake your house or nothing, but for a built-in, it's pretty cool. I'll show you some 4x3 content instead of 16x9. Okay, let's get the PS1 booted up. So it's got a wonderful picture. Kind of hard to get that on camera here. But it is working fantastic. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, and the next TV I'm going to show you is my Sony Trinitron 20L1 PVM. It is a 21-inch PVM Trinitron. It's a nice little TV. I wouldn't call it one of their extremely high-end PVMs. There's definitely higher-end ones out there, but I got it for 25 bucks, so I'm not complaining. What I got paired with it up here is Sony's SVHS Hi-Fi professional deck that you'd find in broadcast studios and not consumer market. It is the SVO 9600. And I also got this cool little unit. It is a Sony U-matic tape player. I don't have any U-matic tapes yet, but the guy told me if I gave him 50 more bucks, he'd throw it in with the SVHS, and I had to take it because these probably don't come up too often. I got Terminator playing on VHS right now, and as you can see, image quality is good. Everything's working great. I don't have audio playing at the moment, just for copyright reasons. Try to keep that down to a minimum, because I would like to get monetized at some point here. Here's the back of the TV. As you can see, model number PVM 20L1. It's got S-video, which it's currently using at the moment. And the only downside, this is a mono. It doesn't have 2 speakers, so it's only 1 audio in. And that was the only bummer, in my opinion. And it doesn't have RGB, but that's fine. I got it for 25 bucks. And that is the PVM 20L1. Let's move on to the next one. Guys, and my next one's pretty special. I'm sure most of you who are into CRTs know it. This is the Profil 1901 with the matching stand. For you guys who don't know, Profil was Sony's high-end consumer line that was basically said to have same qualities as their Pro monitors, like their PVM stuff, but for consumers. I actually got this from the original owner. She brought it back from Japan herself. I got all the manuals and everything. The only thing it's missing is the side speakers. She actually has them. She just didn't want to give them up for some reason. She said she wanted to keep a piece of it. So I couldn't convince her otherwise. And I didn't want to nag. So I'll have to get those one day. It is a 19-inch. It has the tuner built into the stand. I have a matching Beta Hi-Fi machine and a silver Sony DVD VHS combo machine. And that's mainly what I use this unit for, is watching movies. Now here is the remote. It is gorgeous. If you can see, it's actually made out of metal. It is a very cool remote to go with a very cool TV. Now, this TV's got lots of functions. The tuner's also an input selector. You got TV and 3 video inputs. The TV has a built-in amplifier for the side speakers, as I mentioned, that I don't have. They usually mount on that little mounting bracket right there. I'll put a picture of them up here. Now here's your built-in speakers here, and then you plug your tuner into that multi-input, and that gives the tuner the ability to control all your video 1, video 2, video 3 inputs. Here's the full model number. I was never going to remember that, but the 1901. It is RGB. It's kind of hard to get a video here, but if you can see right up there, RGB multi-input. So you can use RGB SCART on this television. Very cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, and the next one I got here is another special unit. It is also a Profil. It is the model number KX27HG2. It's a bit more modern than the other Profil. Also a bit bigger, 27 inches. The other one was the 19. And this unit is just so cool. I mean, look at it. Look at the built-in lights with all your adjustments, all your inputs. The built-in Sony APM speakers. Not real APMs. I'll explain that in another video. But the real APM speakers have a whole different magnet design. These ones that Sony included with their TVs, they're cheaper. They're just kind of square drivers. Cool nonetheless. I digress. Let's get to the back of this unit. Show you some of its features. All the adjustments and buttons are here on the back. Very solid knobs, easy to access. And there's your model number there. Now, this thing's packed full of features. Built-in speakers, line A, line B, with absolutely ton of options, including S-Video. You got multiple different styles of RGB, including SCART. It is just such a cool TV. One of my favorites. If not, this might actually be my favorite Sony Trinitron I own. All right, guys, on to the next one. Before we get to the final TV, I'll show you some honorable mentions here. Just got some cool little CRT Sonys here. Got the TV51. It's meant to be a portable unit for, like, you know, your RV, camping, whatnot. Coolest thing it does is the whole screen rotates, so you can fit it in different compact spaces and watch it the correct way up. Speaking of compact, got 2 little Sony Watchman TVs. That's very cool as well. Now inside this roadie case, I got a Sony projector. I believe it's the HD900 or HD9000. I'll insert some pictures of that up here. Very cool unit. I actually just got it yesterday for $50. It's fully working too. Now, my last little one I'll show you here is the Sony VidiMagic. It is also a CRT projector, but unlike most CRT projectors, it's not 3 tubes for RG and B. It's one single Trinitron tube. You may have seen this unit online or on other YouTube videos such as Linus Tech Tips video. He did an episode on this. Very good video. I recommend checking that one out. This unit, kind of a weird story. I won't go too deep into it, but basically it's meant for traveling salesmen and women. And Sony's biggest order was from the Avon company. You know, those kind of annoying people that would come to your door with a magazine and probably sell your mom a bunch of weird knickknacks, like things to chop your lemons and perfume bottles. And yeah, Avon. A lot of their salespeople bought these so they could give demos. Very unique unit. I've got the PS1 plugged into it right now. Got all your inputs, got built-in speakers. You can probably not see very well here because I'm just projecting it in a bright room, but got the PS1. You might faintly be able to see it there. It's working, fully working. But not only could this run external devices, it actually has a built-in Betamax player. Very cool. And it came with its original box. This piece is just too neat. Oh, before I forget, the remote. Very cool remote too. It's actually got a built-in microphone. As I said, this is for traveling salespeople. So if you're giving a presentation, demoing your product, you can plug this in, and as you're skipping through the scenes, you can pause and talk and do all that stuff for your presentation. Very cool. All right, now on to my final Sony Trinitron TV. All right, and for my final Sony Trinitron CRT TV, we got the Trinitron KV40 XBR 800, also known as the holy grail of Sony Trinitron CRT TVs. My opinion is that depends on what you're using it for. It is an HD CRT, so for systems like GameCube, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, anything that can do, 480 and up, it's fantastic. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat this TV for a CRT. But if you're into retro games and you're playing 240 content, I'd recommend some of the previous TVs I just showed you in my collection. It won't have any input lag, especially for those old side-scroller games. Now this TV is an absolute tank, beautifully built. I have the original stand, and really the only downside to this TV is it's like 330 pounds or something. It took me and 2 of my friends to carry this, and let's just say it was not a fun day. Now, for the inputs, I will insert some photos of the back of the unit here, just because I cannot crawl behind there right now, and it is very dark, so it would be pointless. I have connected to this TV some really high-end Sony AV and hi-fi gear, including these beautiful Sony G7 speakers, APM Forest Breeze, and a whole whack of Sony ES gear. I'll go into more detail into all that stuff in another video. Today I just wanted to focus on the Trinitron CRTs. I hope you enjoyed my video and my tour of my CRT collection. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. I got lots more content coming up. And thank you for all your support. Have a great day.